Love is not just a feeling. It's the greatest force you can ever experience in your life. It's not about fairy tales. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. And it's definitely not about depending on someone else to make you feel whole. The real power of love begins inside you. Think about it. When you choose love over fear, your life changes. Love pushes you to forgive instead of holding grudges. Love gives you courage when you want to quit. Love makes you see possibilities where fear sees only problems. The power of love shows up in the way you talk to yourself every single day. If you keep criticizing yourself, you'll stay stuck. But the moment you choose love, real, unconditional self-love, you build confidence, resilience, and strength. That love spills over into every relationship you have. Love isn't weak, love is fierce. It's what gives parents the strength to sacrifice, friends the courage to stand up for each other, and partners the ability to hold on even when life gets tough. Love isn't about words, it's about action. Choosing love means showing up even when it's hard. So here's the truth. If you want a powerful life, you must choose love again and again. Not once, not sometimes, every single day, because the power of love doesn't just change your relationships, it changes you. Love starts within. It is easy to believe that love is something that comes from the outside, something we receive from other people, or something that magically appears when circumstances are perfect. But the truth is, no matter how much someone loves you, if you don't value yourself, if you don't respect yourself, if you don't believe you are worthy of love, you will never fully feel it. Self-love is not arrogance or selfishness. It is the foundation of every relationship you will ever have. When you begin to truly love yourself, you stop seeking constant approval from others. You no longer beg for attention or validation because you carry a sense of worth that comes from within. Think about the way you talk to yourself on a daily basis. Most people are their own harshest critics. They notice their flaws first, they replay their mistakes in their minds, and they measure themselves against impossible standards. That constant negative self-talk chips away at confidence and creates an emptiness that no amount of external love can fill. If you do not replace criticism with compassion, you end up treating yourself like an enemy instead of a friend. The shift happens when you realize that love must start inside you. When you practice kindness toward yourself, when you forgive yourself for the times you've failed, and when you celebrate even the smallest progress, you begin to feel whole. Loving yourself doesn't mean ignoring your flaws. It means accepting that you are human, growing, and deserving of care, even as you work to improve. It's about giving yourself permission to rest without guilt, to pursue dreams without fear of judgment, and to set boundaries without feeling selfish. Self-love creates a strength that radiates outward. When you stand firmly in your worth, you naturally attract healthier relationships because you no longer tolerate people who diminish you. Instead, you draw in those who respect and value you in the same way you respect and value yourself. This inner love also changes the way you respond to challenges. When life gets tough, someone who lacks self-love may crumble, because they don't believe they are capable of handling the weight of their struggles. But someone who has built love within themselves approaches difficulties with resilience. They remind themselves, I can get through this, I deserve better, I will not give up on me. That voice of self-love becomes a source of courage in the moments when fear tries to take over. The greatest part about love that starts within is that it multiplies. When you truly love yourself, you have more patience with others. You become more forgiving, more compassionate, and more open. Instead of pouring from an empty cup, you pour from a place of abundance. You give without losing yourself in the process. You care for others without expecting them to complete you, because you already feel complete. That is why the power of love always begins with you. Love over fear is a choice that shapes every part of life. Every day, you are faced with countless decisions, both big and small, and at the root of each one lies a battle between two forces, fear and love. Fear whispers that you are not good enough, that you might fail, that others will judge you, or that you will lose what you care about most. Love, on the other hand, tells you to believe in yourself, to trust in the process, and to step forward even when uncertainty looms. When you choose fear, you shrink. You stay quiet when you want to speak. You settle for less than you deserve. You avoid opportunities that could change your life because fear convinces you it is safer to stay in the familiar. But when you choose love, you expand. You say yes to growth. You speak up for what matters. You take the leap even if the outcome is unknown, because love fuels courage. The power of choosing love over fear is that it transforms your perspective. Imagine standing at a crossroads. Fear focuses on what could go wrong, while love highlights what could go right. Fear exaggerates obstacles, while love opens your eyes to possibilities. For example, in relationships, fear might tell you to hold back, to protect yourself from being hurt, to build walls so no one gets too close. Love encourages you to open up, to trust, and to let yourself be vulnerable. Vulnerability is risky, yes, but it is also the only way to experience true connection. Without it, relationships remain shallow and unfulfilling. Choosing love over fear doesn't mean ignoring risks or pretending challenges don't exist. It means looking those challenges in the eye and moving forward anyway. Fear will always be present. It is part of being human. But love gives you the strength to act despite fear. Think about the people who have achieved extraordinary things. They didn't do it because fear was absent. They did it because love was stronger. Love for their dreams, love for their purpose, or love for the people they wanted to help. That kind of love outweighs fear every single time, even in your own self-talk. The difference is powerful. Fear makes you doubt yourself. I can't do this. I'm not ready. I'm not enough. Love shifts the language. I can try. I can learn. I am worthy. This change in mindset can completely alter the course of your life. A decision made from fear keeps you small. A decision made from love moves you forward. The beauty of choosing love is that it creates momentum. The more you choose love, the easier it becomes to recognize fear and refuse to let it control you. Over time, your life starts to reflect that choice. Stronger relationships, bolder goals, and a deeper sense of peace. Fear limits, but love liberates. And every time you choose love, you reclaim a little more of your power. Love builds resilience in ways that nothing else can. Life will test you sometimes gently, sometimes brutally. And the strength you need to rise again often comes from the love you hold inside and around you. Resilience is not about never falling. It is about getting back up every time you do. Love is the fuel that makes this possible. When you truly care for yourself, for your dreams, and for the people in your life, you find reasons to push forward even when everything feels impossible. Without love, challenges feel heavier, and setbacks feel final. With love, every obstacle becomes a stepping stone, because love whispers that you are worth the fight. Think about forgiveness. When someone hurts you, fear or anger may tell you to hold on to the pain, to replay the betrayal, to build walls so no one can hurt you again. But love shows you another path. Love allows you to forgive, not to excuse the wrongdoing, but to free yourself from the chains of resentment. That act of forgiveness builds resilience because it keeps your heart open instead of hardened. You remain strong enough to move forward instead of being trapped in bitterness. Love also creates courage in moments when fear tries to paralyze you. Imagine someone chasing a dream. They will face rejection, criticism, and failure along the way. Fear might tell them to stop, but love, the love for their passion, their vision, or even the people they want to impact, pushes them to keep going. That is resilience, the decision to rise after every fall, fueled by love that refuses to let setbacks define the journey. On a personal level, self-love is one of the greatest sources of resilience. If you do not love yourself, every failure feels like proof that you are not enough. But when you practice self-love, failures become lessons instead of verdicts. You remind yourself, I made a mistake, but I am still worthy. I stumbled, but I am still capable. That mindset gives you the strength to try again, to adapt, and to persevere. Resilience grows every time you choose to treat yourself with compassion instead of criticism. Love in relationships also strengthens resilience. When two people genuinely care for each other, they can withstand storms that might otherwise break them apart. Love helps them fight for the relationship instead of against each other. It gives them patience during hard times, hope when things feel uncertain, and the determination to rebuild when trust is shaken. This resilience doesn't come from perfection, but from the willingness to stand together, guided by love, even in difficulty. Ultimately, resilience born out of love is different from resilience born out of sheer survival. Survival resilience is about enduring. Love-fueled resilience is about growing. It transforms pain into wisdom, failure into progress, and struggle into strength. That is the power of love. It makes you unbreakable, not because life doesn't knock you down, but because it gives you the will to rise over and over again. Love is action, not words. It is easy to say, I love you. But words without action lose their meaning. True love shows itself in the choices you make every single day. It is found in the small gestures that prove commitment, in the patience you show when someone makes a mistake, and in the sacrifices you are willing to make when the people you care about need you most. Love is not about promises spoken once in a while. It is about consistency. Anyone can speak beautiful words, but the power of love is revealed through actions that align with those words. Think about relationships. A partner who says they care but never listens, never shows up, and never invests time is offering nothing more than empty talk. Real love is when someone pays attention, supports your growth, and chooses to stand by you when it would be easier to walk away. Love is shown when you stay present during the hard conversations instead of avoiding them. It is revealed when you forgive instead of holding grudges, when you give without expecting something in return, and when you remain loyal even when no one is watching. These are actions, not speeches. Love in action also applies to the way you treat yourself. You can say you value yourself, but if you constantly neglect your health, your dreams, and your well-being, those words hold no weight. Self-love is an action, setting boundaries, practicing discipline, resting when needed, and investing in your growth. It is waking up each day and making choices that honor your worth. Just like in any relationship, your actions toward yourself matter more than any words you say in the mirror. Another powerful truth is that love is often tested in difficult times. When life is easy, words flow effortlessly. I'll always be here. But when challenges arise, that is when the depth of love is proven. Actions like showing up for a friend in crisis, standing with family through financial struggles, or choosing to forgive after betrayal reveal a kind of love that words alone can never capture. It is in the hardest moments that actions speak the loudest. Love as action does not always have to be grand. It lives in the little things, checking in on someone, remembering their favorite details, offering encouragement when they doubt themselves, or simply being present without distraction. These consistent acts create trust, and trust is the foundation of strong, lasting connections. Words may inspire, but actions create belief. When love becomes an action, it shifts from being just an emotion to being a practice. Emotions can change, but actions build habits, and habits shape character. Choosing love daily through your behavior creates a ripple effect. It strengthens relationships, deepens trust, and builds a sense of security for both you and others. This is why the most powerful love stories are not the ones filled with the most poetic words, but the ones where love is lived through consistent, undeniable action. Love transforms lives in ways that nothing else can. It is not just an emotion you feel in your heart. It is a force that changes the way you think, the way you act, and the way you see the world. When love is present, even the most difficult seasons of life can feel bearable, because love provides strength, hope, and meaning. It doesn't just improve relationships with others, it reshapes who you are on the inside. Love has the power to heal wounds, mend broken spirits, and ignite possibilities that fear and doubt try to hide. When you experience love, you begin to see yourself differently. You start believing that you matter, that you are worthy, and that you deserve joy. This belief shifts the choices you make every day. Instead of settling for less, you begin to reach for more. Instead of doubting your value, you start to pursue opportunities that align with your potential. This transformation is not about becoming someone new. It is about uncovering the best version of yourself, the version that love has been trying to bring out all along. In relationships, love transforms lives by creating bonds that strengthen both people. It turns two individuals into a team, capable of facing challenges side by side. Where there is love, there is patience to listen, courage to forgive, and determination to grow together. Love transforms the way people argue, because instead of fighting to win, they fight to understand. It changes the way they support one another, because they stop keeping score and start giving freely. This transformation ripples into families, friendships, and communities, spreading a culture of care and connection. Love also has the power to break cycles of pain. Many people carry wounds from their past rejection, neglect, betrayal, and those wounds can shape how they see themselves and how they interact with the world. But love can rewrite that story. The love of a parent, a partner, a friend, or even deep self-love can heal the belief that you are unworthy or unlovable. It can replace bitterness with hope and despair with resilience. In this way, love doesn't just transform one life, it can transform generations because healed people create healthier relationships, and those relationships influence everyone they touch. Beyond personal connections, love transforms the way we engage with the world. Acts of kindness, compassion, and empathy have the power to create positive change far beyond what we can measure. One moment of love in action, helping someone in need, standing up for justice, or simply offering encouragement, can inspire others to do the same. Love is contagious in the best possible way. It multiplies, and as it multiplies, it reshapes the culture around us. What makes love so powerful is that it is not limited by circumstance. You don't have to be wealthy, powerful, or perfect to transform lives with love. You simply need the willingness to choose it daily. Love changes the giver as much as the receiver. The more you choose it, the more your own life is filled with peace, strength, and purpose. That is the true power of love. It doesn't stop with one person. It creates a chain reaction that has the ability to transform the world. And so, the power of love is not just an idea. It is the foundation of strength, growth, and transformation in every part of life. When we choose love over fear, when we live it through action, when we nurture it within ourselves and share it with others, we unlock a force that makes us resilient, purposeful, and truly alive. Love builds us, heals us, and connects us in ways nothing else can. Let us carry this truth forward and make it a daily practice, because the more we choose love, the more we change our lives and the world around us. Thank you for listening, and thank you for choosing love.